Okay, class. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and do a quick video presentation on some feedback that I would like to address for phase one of your critical thinking paper. And so these are common things that I saw from many of your papers, and I have some concerns, and I want to make sure that I address these issues so you will improve on phase two of your paper. Okay? All right, so these are some things that I noticed and things that I would like for you to fix if these are some of the things that that I make comments on in your paper. Okay? First, do not use quotes in your paper. Typically, I'm okay with you using quotes, but um, some of us are using quotes excessively. And to eliminate that, I'm just going to ask you or everyone to not use quotes in your papers. So if you're going to list reasons, don't quote, just tell me what the reasons are, okay? The only time that you're really quoting would be ambiguous words or phrases, and you're quoting the words in the phrase. But you're not giving me long quotes that are like a sentence or too long, okay? So don't use quotes in your papers unless it's just ambiguous words or phrases. When you are listing your reasons, your ambiguous words, your evidence, use transition words in your paper to make your points clear. The reason I say this is because when I read your paper, if your points are not clear, then I have to start playing a guessing game of where are the reasons, okay? So when I talk about transition words, I mean examples are like, for example, if you're going to list your reasons, state one reason and then state another reason. And then if you have a third reason, the final reason to support the author's argument, or the final reason the author uses to support his or her argument. So use these transition words to show me which ones are your reasons, okay? And then if you want to elaborate on each reason, that's fine. But when you use transition words, that's going to show me where your reasons are. If you don't use the transition words, then I don't know where your reasons start, and I'm not sure if you're explaining your reasons. So use this for in your writing. If you're listing ambiguous words, the same idea. One ambiguous word is, another ambiguous word is, a third ambiguous word is. So use those to help show me what your words are. And you would do the same thing with evidence and anything that has to do with listing. Show me very clearly where your points are in your paragraphs, okay? Submit your article. I had like probably half of the class that did not submit their articles and submitted their papers. And I can't really give you full credit for your summaries because I don't even see your article. So I don't know if your summary is correct or not. So make sure you submit your article on round two or phase two. And when you use printfriendly.com, please delete the photographs, okay? Delete the photographs, clean it up, because when I read through your article, if you have a lot of captions that you don't delete in there, it makes it hard to read because I don't know where it starts and where it ends. Okay, so please clean it up a little bit. So these are just some common things that I noticed some people were doing, and I want to make sure that you understand what you should do to fix some of these or things that you need to do, okay, or add. Now, um, a good number of us are still not sure what you're supposed to be writing about when it comes to ambiguous words or phrases. So I want to take this time to clarify what I'm looking for when I'm asking you to evaluate or to question ambiguous words and phrases, okay? Ambiguous words and phrases are words that the author uses and does not provide a clear meaning for it. The reason can be because it may have multiple meanings or people may interpret it differently, okay? So most of the time, ambiguous words are too broad and they're not specific. So what do I mean when I say that? So in this example, the sentence is there are many people that prefer the stay-at-home rule despite of how the economy is hurting. Now, the term many is ambiguous because it's broad. It's not specific, okay? How much is many, okay? Ideally, a statistic should be given to strengthen the argument. Give me a specific number or specific percentage, okay? Don't just tell me many, okay? Because to you, 3 people might be many, and to me, 100 people is many, okay? So it's too broad, it's not specific. That's one example of an ambiguous word. Sometimes ambiguous words are too abstract, so people's interpretation are different. So if you look at the example, the family is demanding justice for their daughter. The term justice is ambiguous because what justice is to you is not to me. Each person's understanding of justice is different. So because of that, the word justice is ambiguous, okay? So notice that the examples that I gave you, like the word many and justice, these are words that you typically are everyday simple words, okay? Ambiguous words are not vocabulary words, okay? Some of you are selecting words that you're selecting words as ambiguous because it's a word that you don't know the meaning of. So this leads me to the last part here, where what ambiguous words or phrases are not, okay? They're not words you don't know the meaning of. Just because you don't know the meaning of the word does not make it ambiguous, okay? Now, if you define the word, you've looked up the word, and now you read it in the context, and it's still ambiguous, then you need to make sure you explain why. But just because you don't know the meaning of the word, or it's not a word that a lot of people know the meaning of, does not make it ambiguous, okay? Ambiguous words are not words with multiple meanings if the author had made the specific meaning clear. So don't tell me, well, this word is ambiguous because it could mean this and it could mean this. That explanation doesn't tell me it's ambiguous, okay? If it has multiple meanings, but the author made it clear and you know which meaning the author is referring to, then the word is really not ambiguous, okay? So I wanted to go over this again with you to make sure you guys truly understand what you're looking for when I'm asking you to identify ambiguous words. If you don't remember this, if you need to do some review, it's in chapter 3 of our textbook. Feel free to go back and review the chapters so you have a better understanding of what you are supposed to do when you are writing about ambiguous words, okay? Ambiguous words, what was I going to say about it? They should, sometimes when you're writing ambiguous words, when you're selecting ambiguous words, you want to be sure that you explain why it's ambiguous clearly, okay? Don't give me definitions. Don't make it vague. Make it clear, okay? Make it clear.